Hi Year 6, welcome to Friday's maths lesson. In this video I'm going to be going through the answers to our arithmetic questions. Hopefully you've had a go at the arithmetic questions already before watching this video, but if you haven't, if you stop the video now, and can you go back and do those questions please? Okay, so if you're still watching, you must have answered the questions already, which is great. And in this video, I'm just going to be going through the answers. For some of the easier questions, I'll just read out the answers. For some of the trickier questions, I will explain how we get to the answers. Okay, the first question, we've got 5,000 add 60 equals question mark. Okay, they've just put the question mark at the beginning of the number sentence, but it doesn't make any difference to us. We're still doing an addition here. So the answer is 5,060. Question 2, they've done exactly the same thing. They've put the question mark at the beginning of the number sentence, but the question is still asking us to do an addition. So we've got 6,395 add 90, which gives us the answer 6,485. Question 3, we've got 956 equals 900 add something, add 6. And this question is testing our place value knowledge. So we've got 900, so we've got a 9 in the hundreds column. We've got 6 ones, so we've got a 6 in the ones column. And it's asking us, what are we missing? Well, we're missing 50 or 5 tens. Question 4 was a short multiplication. The answer we were looking for that one was 322. Question 5, we've got 2 times 5 times 10. First of all, we need to do 2 times 5 and then times the answer by 10. So 2 times 5 is 10, times by 10 gives me the answer 100. Question 6, we've got 4 cubed. I'm hoping we've got this one right today because we've been doing this all week this week. So remember, 4 cubed means 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, so first of all we do 4 times 4, which is 16, and then we need to do 16 times 4. You might have done that part in your head, or you might have needed to write it out as a short multiplication. Either is fine, and hopefully you got the answer 64. Question 7, we have got a column subtraction with decimals. So the key here was to line up the digits in the correct column. So 35.64 and 23.5. Okay, I would want to put a placeholder in here and then I can do my subtraction. 4 take away nothing is 4. 6 take away 5 is 1. My decimal point drops right down into my answer. 5 take away 3 is 2, and 3 take away 2 is 1. So the answer we were looking for there was 12.14. Okay, question 8, 240 divided by 3. I could do this using the bus stop method, but actually the easiest way to do this is to use what I know. And if I know my 3 times table, I know 24 is in the 3 times table, and this number is just 10 times bigger. It's got a 0 on the end of it. So 24 divided by 3 would give me the answer 8. Okay, and all I need to do is put a 0 on the end of that answer. Question 9, 0.9 divided by 100. Remember, when we're dividing something by 100, we move the digits 2 places. So 0.9, and I need to move each digit 2 places. So my 0 at the moment is in my ones column. It moves 1 place to my tens column, and 2 places it would move to my hundreds column. My 9 would end up in my thousands column. So I end up with the answer 0.009. Okay, question 10. It's a BODMAS question. Here I need to deal with the brackets part of the question first, because that is the first letter of BODMAS. So I need to solve 45 take away 39. 45 take away 39 gives me the answer 6. So then I'm left with 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Question 11, again another short multiplication. another short multiplication question, and the answer we're looking for here was 112. Question 12 then, we are adding a mixed number and a fraction. So I've got 1 whole 1 3/4, add 2/4. So I'm going to add the fraction part first of all. 3/4 add 2/4 gives me 5/4. Okay, and I mustn't forget my whole 1 as well. So I've got 1 whole 1 and 5/4. Unfortunately, if I write that as my answer, I don't get the mark. Okay, because I've got a mixed number, but I've also got an improper fraction, and I can't have both. So I need to convert 5/4 into a mixed number. Well, 5/4, that means there's 1 whole 1 and 1/4 left over, plus my whole 1 that I had, so I've got 2 whole 1s and 1/4. Question 13, similar, but this time I'm adding 2 mixed numbers. So I've got 1 and 2/3, add 1 and 1/3. So let's add the fractions first of all. 2/3 add 1/3 gives us 3/3. And now let's add the whole numbers. 1 add 1 gives us 2. So the answer, 2 and 3/3. But at the moment I don't get the answer, I don't get the mark for that. Because again, I've got a mixed number with this funny fraction here, 3/3. Well, 3/3 is the same as a whole 1. So I've already got 2 whole 1s plus another whole 1. So my answer is 3 whole 1s. Question 14, I've got a fraction times by a whole number. I like to remember t for times, t for top number, so my numerator will change or my top number changes, my denominator stays exactly the same. So 1 times 5 gives me a 5 for the top, and my 3 stays as it is on the bottom. Question 15, find 20% of something. There are 2 ways you could have done this. You could have divided by 100 and then times by 20, because you were finding 1% and then times it by 20. Or the way I would do this question, and I think the easiest way to do this question, is to find 10% by dividing by 10 and then double it. So 320 divided by, 3,200 divided by 10 gives me 320, which is 10%. And then if I double that, double my 320, I get 640, which is my 20%. Okay, question 16, I've got 3/4 divided by 5. So I am dividing, when I've got a fraction divided by a whole number, I remember d for divide, d for denominator. My denominator will change, my numerator will stay the same. So my 3 stays the same on the top, and I do 4 times 5 on the bottom, which gives me 20. Question 17, 1½ times 70. We've been looking at this kind of question this week, so I'm hoping you've got this one right. I have to ask myself, what's 1 lot of 70, which is 70? What's half of 70? That's 35. Add them together to give me the answer, 105. Question 18, I've got a mixed number, take away a fraction. First of all, I would convert the fractions to have the same denominators. So my 1 and 1/4, rather than being 1 and 1/4, will change, because I'm going to times it by 3. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to times by 3 to give me a 12 on the bottom, which means I've got to do the same on the top. So I end up with 1 and 3/12 take away 8/12. Right, I'm probably still struggling here. 1 and 3/12 take away 8/12. I still can't really do that. So I need to convert this fraction into an improper fraction. Remember, to convert from a mixed number to an improper fraction, we times the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. So 1 times 12 is 12, add 3 gives me 15/12. So writing this question out again, just trying to find some space to do that, I can have 15/12 take away 8/12. Right, now it's much easier for me to do. 15/12 take away 8/12 is going to be 7/12 for my answer. Okay, question 19 then, and the long multiplication. I will model how to do this today then. So we've got 9,636 times by 46. Okay. Hopefully you're getting quite confident with these now, but if you're not, if you watch how I do this, hopefully that will help. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times, oh, I forgot to carry my 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Add my 3 gives me 21. 6 times 6 is 36. Add my 2 gives me 38. 6 times 9 is 54. Add my 3 gives me 57. I've finished multiplying by my ones column, so I'm going to cross it out and put a 0 placeholder. Then I've got 4 times 6, which gives me the answer 24. 4 times 3 gives me the answer 12, but add my 2 gives me 14. 4 times 6 is 24, add my 1 gives me 25. And 4 times 9 is 36, add my 2 gives me 38. And the final step, remember, is to add them together. So 6 add 0 is 6, 1 add 4 is 5, 8 add 4 is 12, 5 add 7 add 1 is 13, 5 add 8 add 1 is 14, and 3 add 1 is 4. So the answer we were looking for there was 443,256. Okay, if you got that one right, give yourself 2 marks. That's why that one was in red today. Okay, the long division then, and I will model how to do that one for you today as well. So for our long division, we are divided by 69 today. Now, before I do a long division, I always write out the multiples, okay, because it helps with the question, and you do the hard work before you get started. Now 69 is very much like 70, so I'm going to use that to help me with my multiples today. So the first multiple is obviously 69. The next number in my 7 times table is 14. But remember, I'm doing my 70 times table, so really it'd be 140. But I want 2 less than 140, so I want 138. The next number in my 7 times table is 21, or in my 70 times table, 210. 210, but this time take away 3 gives me 207. Next, I want 280, take away 4. So that means that my multiple must be 276. Next, I want 350, take away 5. So my next multiple must be 345. And I'll do one more. My next multiple, I want 420, take away 6. So really, I want 414. Of course I do. Okay, now I've done that then, I should be able to have a go at solving the question. So I'm going to take my 3,105 and I'm going to divide that by 69. Okay, first of all I asked myself, how many times does 69 go into 3? It doesn't. So I carry my 3 to the next column along. How many times does 69 go into 31? Again, it doesn't. So I'm going to carry my 1 to the next 31 to the next column along. Now I'm asking myself, how many times does 69 go into 310? Right, well it does, doesn't it? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I can put a 4 there, and now I need to know how many are left over. Well, I need another 24 to make it up to 300, but I have 310, so 34 are left over, which gives me then the question, how many times does 69 go into 345? How many times does 69 go into 345? Goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So the answer I was looking for was 45. Okay, question 21. I'll just make some room to do some working out for that. Again, I'm adding mixed numbers. So first of all, I would deal with the fractions. I need to make them have the same denominator. So this 1/5, I just need to multiply it by 2 to give it a denominator 10. So then I end up with 3 whole ones and 2/10, add 2 whole ones and 2/10. Right, add the fractions first of all. It gives me 4/10. And then add the whole numbers. 3 add 2 gives me 5. So my answer is 5 and 4/10. Question 22, 95% of 320. There are two ways you could have done this. The easiest way, I would say for this one, is to find 10%, half it to find 5%, and take that away from the 320. Alternatively, you might have found 1% and times by 95. Either way, you would have got the answer 304. Okay, question 23. Again, I would find 1% for this question, 1% being 8.5, and then I would do 8.5 times 61, and the answer we were looking for question 23 was 518.5. Question 24, 1 3/4 times 20. Again, two ways you could have done this. You could have asked, what's 1 lot of 20, what's 3/4 of 20, and added them together, which would give you the answer 35, because 1 lot of 20 is 20, 3/4 of 20 is 15, add them together is 35. Or you might have converted 1 3/4 to an improper fraction and then multiplied by 20. So as an improper fraction, that is 7/4. 7/4 then times by 20. Remember, we're timesing a fraction by a whole number. T for times, T for top number, would give us 140 quarters. Either of these answers would get you the mark in a test. And lastly then, we've got 5/6 times by 480. Okay, sometimes it might say 5/6 of 480, sometimes it might say 5/6 times 480. They mean exactly the same thing. So when we're finding a fraction of a large number like this, divide by the denominator and then times by the numerator. So first of all, we've got to do 480 divided by 6, and then we times that answer by 5. Overall, we were looking for the answer 400. Okay, year 6. Hopefully you got on all right with that. I'd like you to count up your score. It's out of 27 today. The 2 red questions were worth 2 marks if you got them correct. Okay, year 6. Well done today. I will be back on Monday with a brand new maths lesson. Have a nice weekend.